This episode of ETC is brought to you by Go90.
Yeah. Round, round, get around, I get around. Slow ride, take it easy. Hey guys, so you know hoverboards? Well,
You done?
I mean, they're not really hoverboards because they don't actually hover and they
True.
in no way resemble the original hoverboard from
It's
back
called
in
a
Fusion 2.
monorover. Actually, I think they're called swagways.
No, that's a brand name of just one of
Well,
them.
that one specifically is a monorover. I know that.
Monorover is also another brand name.
What about balance boards?
That sounds really dumb. What do you actually call these things?
I mean, we may never know, but the term the UK Metropolitan Police are using is self-balancing personal transporter. Ooh. And the reason UK law enforcement even cares about these stupid things enough to name them is that they are now illegal to ride in public.
Yeah, this devastating news comes from the Twitter account of MPS Specials, the volunteer branch of the UK Metropolitan Police, who posted this heartbreaking tweet. Own one of these or thinking about getting one? They're illegal to ride in public. Info here. And that had a link to a government website laying out in very specific terms how much of a buzzkill UK law enforcement is being right now.
Yeah, just wait till these things cause a bunch of deaths in America, and then all the American guys are like, well, it's your right to ride one of those things
I'm pretty
around.
sure the Constitution says
Yeah,
you
so,
can ride
yeah.
one of these.
Basically, you can't ride these things on UK roads because they're not street legal, and even if they were, they require licensing and registration. And they aren't legal on sidewalks or what Brits call the pavement either, because they're basically, technically, a motor vehicle.
There's a motor inside.
Yeah.
So basically, self-balancing scooters are stuck in limbo. They're too much of a motor vehicle for the sidewalk, but not enough of a motor vehicle for the road. So where can you ride these damn things? Private property
Yeah.
with the owner's permission.
Yeah.
AKA your driveway or your house or your office if you work at a cool job like
Yeah.
us.
Woo! Yeah, and you can ride it straight into the walls and cause holes, because we did that the first time we tried it. It's interesting to note that these rules come mostly from the Highway Act of 1835.
Yes.
Which actually predates the existence of cars. But even back then, I'm sure all the kids were going out and messing up traffic and pedestrian walkways by riding around on Shetland ponies or something.
It's not really a horse, it's like...
it's not really. Yes, it's a Shetland pony.
Look at Look over Shetland. So, sorry Brits, maybe
Yeah.
you should move somewhere where people can do whatever they want. Let freedom ring!
Ding, 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 ding.
Okay, well maybe not whatever we want, and that's probably a good thing. For example, gambling is pretty heavily regulated here. Some might say too heavily, especially on the online side of things, with the formerly massive online poker industry now illegal everywhere except for Nevada, Delaware, and New Jersey.
But whereas poker and other traditional casino games are seen as games of chance and regulated as such, fantasy sports are seen as games of skill and barely regulated at all.
That's likely to change very soon, though. Daily fantasy sports has been blowing up in the last year or so thanks to sites like Draftkings and FanDuel that let you play fantasy sports on a short-term basis instead of the usual fantasy sports system of creating a team at the beginning of the season and riding it out for however many months that season lasts, which can be stressful and annoying, especially if you did a bad job drafting players in the first place.
Yeah, FanDuel and Draftkings have been raking in money because, quite simply, what they offer is fun and appealing to lots of sports fans that are both hardcore and casual. So that success has resulted in an onslaught of advertising, including on our podcast, which Draftkings has been a faithful sponsor of on many occasions. And thank you.
Thank you, DraftKings, and sorry, DraftKings, because having said that, here's why we're talking about weekly fantasy sports. Because both DraftKings and FanDuel are in hot water right now because of employees going on their competitor sites and then winning lots of money.
Yeah, both companies have policies in place that prevent their employees from competing on the sites that they work on, but that rule didn't stop employees from going on any other daily fantasy sites and using information from their own site's data to gain an advantage, which many are arguing is basically insider trading, aka using information that's not publicly available to game the stock market.
This has unsurprisingly attracted the attention of the law, but both DraftKings and FanDuel have been very proactive about making sure this never happens again, creating new rules which ban employees from playing daily fantasy sports for money on any site as long as they work for a daily fantasy site themselves. And you can bet your bottom dollar that lawmakers are going to very quickly follow suit and take that employee handbook rule and turn it into a law. Just like that episode of Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah.
With the gambling and the sports.
Yeah, with the one where the Bill gets drunk and gambles all his money away.
Oh,
and his
no.
Little Bill children are just starving.
I'm just a Bill.
Oh.
And I blew all my money on the Yankees game.
Anyway, speaking of the law, here's some more positive news. Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel is pushing for mandatory nationwide computer science courses for high school students. He's previously pledged to have computer science be a graduation requirement for Chicago high school students by 2018, and now he's pushing it on the rest of the country to follow suit.
Yeah, so when the Chicago system does go into place in 2018, students will need to take at least one computer science class, and that class can count towards math, science, or a foreign language credit, because coding is technically a language.
Yeah, this is a good thing, obviously, because computer science is only getting bigger and bigger as a career field, and giving young people a chance to explore that field in high school will make sure America keeps a firm footing in the tech industry, hopefully. It also ensures that even those with no interest in computer science at least have some clue on how it works and how to use a computer.
Wait, we have a nation of 12-year-old grandmas right now reposting just crap on Facebook saying you can't take my pictures
from my cold dead hand. Grandma.
Speaking of people who have found great success in the American tech industry, Elon Musk continues to basically be Tony Stark, this time by throwing major shade on his crosstown rivals over at Apple.
We recently reported on Apple stepping into the self-driving electric car game, and you can bet that Mr. Electric Car himself, Elon Musk, is not going to take that news lying down. In an interview with German business newspaper Handelsblatt, Musk said of Apple, "They've hired people we've fired. We always jokingly call Apple the Tesla graveyard. If you don't make it at Tesla, you go work at Apple." I'm not kidding.
I'm not kidding. This is not a joke. He continued, "For Apple, the car is the next logical thing to finally offer a significant innovation.
Ooh.
A new pencil or a bigger iPad alone were not relevant enough.
Ooh.
Did you ever take a look at that Apple Watch?" And he laughed after saying that. Okay, no, seriously, it's good that Apple's moving and investing in this direction, but cars are very complex compared to phones or smartwatches. You can't just go to a supplier like Foxconn and say, "Build me a car."
Whew. Dang, Elon Musk. He later took to Twitter, as you do, to apologize, well, sort of half apologize, saying, "Yo, I don't hate Apple. It's a great company with a lot of talented people. I love their products, and I'm glad they're doing an electric vehicle. Regarding the watch, Joni and his team created a beautiful design, but the functionality isn't compelling yet. By version 3, it will be." So they still kind of throwing shade.
I mean, it sucks now.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Tesla was pretty much good to go on day one, but that's just us.
Yeah.
We're sending rockets into space, and they're just making pencils.
Anti-biological warfare on our cars.
Yeah.
So there you go, Apple.
But speaking of compelling, have you checked out Watch.tv yet, or is it Watch.tv? Because if you haven't, it's probably because it's spelled VVATCH, and nobody knows whether to pronounce it Watch or Vatch or Votch or Vavach.
Yeah, but regardless, this is one of the best attempts at a curated lean-back YouTube experience ever made. It's got 10 channels, each centered around a different theme like music, movies, comedy, fashion, and science, but their flagship channel, channel number 1, is YouTube Haiku, which if you're not familiar with the YouTube Haiku subreddit, they're just short, often hilarious, often confusing YouTube videos that are under 30 seconds long or between 15 and 30 seconds.
It's perfect for those times that you and your friends are drunk, you're sitting around watching funny YouTube clips, and then you all just sort of run out of things to search for. Just go to VVOtch, God, they need to change the name of this thing. Just go there, lean back, and even if the current clip isn't to your liking, just press the little right arrow on your keyboard and go to the next one.
Yeah, but even on the Haiku one, it's another video 30 seconds
This is even easier though. You literally just tap.
It's great, and obviously we can't wait until Pornhub comes up with their own version of this, probably in a week. Yeah. All the best 15-second porn clips.
Yeah.
Way to go. Are we on Vavach? Did they curate us yet?
No, it's all just like, I don't know.
If you're watching this, Vavach, curate us.
Yeah, and also let us know how to pronounce your website.
Yeah, it's probably Watch. Let's be honest. Anyways, guys, that's Tech Tuesday for this week. Check out our other episodes over here. We have a podcast with Vern Troyer. We have an episode where we went to New York Comic-Con and showed you everything that we saw there. Yeah. And then we also talked about the fact that this girl decided it would be a great idea to get drunk and drive and then periscope the whole thing live on the internet.
What a ding-dong.
Yeah.
What a silly goose.
Exactly.